And the one reason why he was attracted to me was the one reason why we're not together. He couldn't handle the fact that I had nude pictures. He couldn't handle the fact.
Me and the one reason why he was attracted to me was the one reason why we're not together. He couldn't handle the fact that I had nude pictures. He couldn't handle the fact that I was a celebrity. He didn't like the fact that his friends all wanted me. What happened to R&B singer Blu Cantrell? Why did she suddenly disappear from the spotlight after her hit songs like Hit 'Em Up Style? Fans have been worried for years. Was it personal struggles, career problems, or something more? Now, Blu Cantrell finally confirms the truth. There goes the dream. This is a story about a shady record contract, racy photos, and even rumors of a mental breakdown. And yes, we'll talk about what happened between her and Jay-Z. Let's find out what she revealed. Was he a shorter man in the NBA? No, he's 6 feet 4 inches. My dad was 6 feet 4 inches. Born Tiffany Cobb in Rhode Island, she was given the name Blu because of her love for the color. Is that your birth name? No, Blu is my nickname. My real name is Tiffany. That's really pretty. Your name is very catchy. Yeah, Blu, my mother gave me that name when I was young. Her mom, a jazz singer, raised Blu and her 5 siblings on her own. Blu once said her dad, a former NBA player, wasn't around much and left the family when she was young. I have a deadbeat dad, so he hasn't been around. He's a professional ball player, but he doesn't really represent much, from back in the day. Do we know his name? I'm sure, but you won't have to. Keep that under wraps. I shouldn't have even brought that up. At 17, Blu moved to New York to chase her dream of becoming a singer. She quickly realized it wasn't going to be easy. She worked many different jobs to pay the bills. At 18, she even posed for adult magazine photos to make money. Well, I did it, to pay my bills. A friend of mine who worked for the magazine convinced me to do it. It seemed like easy cash at the time. But these photos would come back to haunt her later. And the one reason why he was attracted to me was the one reason why we're not together. He couldn't handle the fact that I had nude pictures. He couldn't handle the fact that I was a celebrity. He didn't like the fact that his friends all wanted me. Using her childhood nickname and her grandmother's last name, Blu entered the music world as Blu Cantrell. She joined a girl group called 8th Avenue, formed by the famous producer Teddy Riley. But after the breakup of another group, Blackstreet, 8th Avenue split up too. In 2000, Blu's life took a tragic turn. Her sister was in a car accident and ended up in a coma in an Atlanta hospital. Blu moved to Atlanta to be closer to her sister. While her family hoped for her sister's recovery, Blu's life was about to change. One day, while in a hotel lobby, Blu met a man who would change everything for her. She also ran into Usher. These meetings led her to Christopher "Tricky" Stewart, the co-founder of Red Zone Entertainment. At the time, Tricky was riding high after producing Maya's hit song Case of the X. Impressed by Blu's voice, Tricky asked her to sing background vocals for well-known artists like Faith Evans, Puff Daddy, and Aaron Hall. He even invited Blu to stay at his home in Atlanta. But as Blu's career began to rise, things weren't always smooth. She faced challenges in the music industry, including a controversial record contract. Her racy photos from the past also started to affect her image. Later, Blu faced mental health struggles, and rumors started swirling about what really went wrong. Blu had a lot on her plate when it came time to decide whether she should return to New York. She was still dealing with a lot of stress. Even though her sister had come out of a coma, there was still a long recovery ahead. Blu wasn't sure if she was ready to jump back into life in New York. However, something about being around Tricky's family made her feel like it was the right move. She had been living alone for so long, and she longed for the stability of being around people who cared for her. So, she decided to stay in Atlanta and even moved in with Tricky and his family for a while. While staying with Tricky, he told her he was going to call his friend L.A. Reid, the president of Arista Records, to listen to some of her songs. Blu didn't believe him at first, but soon enough, L.A. Reid was in the studio with them. he was impressed by Blue's amazing voice and offered her a deal on the spot. Blu was ready to sign right away, but Tricky told her to slow down and take some time to think things through. They decided to send L.A. Reid away and talk about it more. Soon, news spread about the new singer with the incredible voice. Different record labels were fighting to sign her. L.A. Reid wasn't about to let anyone else sign her, so he offered her the best deal and even threw in a Ferrari to sweeten the deal. Blu was happy to sign with Arista, but little did she know she was also signing away all of her future profits. She quickly got to work on her debut album. One of the first songs she recorded was Hit 'Em Up Style, which was written and produced by Dallas Austin. Blu also traveled to Indianapolis to work with legendary producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. She walked into their big studio, and as a pianist played, she began singing a melody. The song she worked on was called I'll Find a Way. In an interview, Blu shared that the song was full of emotion because she was dealing with her sister's health issues and a bad relationship at the time. Hit 'Em Up Style was released in April 2001 and became an instant hit. It reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Blu was sent on a nationwide tour to promote the song and also received a Grammy nomination. Her debut album, So Blue, was released in July 2001 and went on to be certified gold. Blu worked hard to overcome the challenges along the way to get her music noticed. She didn't just sit back and hope people would listen to her albums. She went to many record stores and convinced store owners to buy more copies of her album. By building good relationships with these owners, she helped her album go platinum. It was a smart move, and it paid off. At an awards show, Blu met an NBA player. She never said who he was, but she did tell Wendy Williams that he was very interested in her. They started dating, and everything seemed great. He approached me at an awards show that I did, okay, and just pursued me and kept calling me and calling me and calling me, she said. Eventually, I started dating him, ended up falling in love, meeting his mother, staying with him the whole night. Her career was doing well, and she was happy, but then things took an unexpected turn. In May 2002, some old photos of Blu from Blacktail magazine were found. Blu handled the situation with grace. She told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, AJC, that she would even sign one of those photos if someone wanted it. She also told The Guardian that the pictures kept her name in the news, so she wasn't too upset about them. Later that year, Blu released her second album, Bittersweet. It did really well, reaching number 7 on the Billboard charts and performing well internationally. It also earned her another Grammy nomination. But more rumors started to swirl around Blu's personal life, especially concerning her and rapper Jay-Z. Even though Jay-Z was dating Beyoncé, people thought there was something more between him and Blu. Blu, however, always said they were just friends. In an interview with Wendy Williams, Blu admitted that she had a crush on Jay-Z. She said she was open to giving him a chance if the opportunity came up. I have a big crush on him, Blu said, and I wouldn't turn him down. But even though there was a crush, Blu was careful and selective about who she dated. Then, things got even stranger. People began to notice that Beyoncé's song Baby Boy sounded a lot like Blu's song Breathe. Blu thought that Beyoncé was hinting at her in the lyrics of Baby Boy, especially the line Let Me Breathe. It seemed like the two might be using their music to send messages to each other. Breathe became a hit, but there was something interesting about it. Beyoncé's song Me, Myself, and I came out after Blu's song, and people noticed they sounded similar. They both even had the same part in the hook. Some people thought Beyoncé copied Blu, but Blu told Contact Music that she was a fan of Beyoncé and wasn't worried. She believed that if Beyoncé was talented, she shouldn't have to copy anyone. Then, Blu released a music video promo for her song Roundup. Right after that, Beyoncé and Jay-Z released their music video for 03 Bonnie and Clyde. Clyde, it looked very similar to Blu's promo. Was this a coincidence? Blu thought it was strange and jokingly told The Guardian that maybe they should have a live singing battle, but she didn't actually want to do that. If you really want to go down the wormhole, Beyoncé whispers in the song Signs, I was in love with a Sagittarius, I've been hurt by a Pisces. And would you believe me if I told you that Jay-Z is a Sagittarius and Blu is a Pisces? Maybe she's trying to do it to get press, but I want to make her understand, if she goes there with me, it's the wrong move, Blu warned at the time. She needs to understand what she's doing and what she's getting into. I'm a master at singing. The coincidences continued when Blu collaborated with Sean Paul on Breathe, only for Beyoncé to release Baby Boy featuring Sean Paul shortly after. At the time, Blu was fuming, and she even went as far as to label Beyoncé a copycat. When asked about the two songs, Blu said, "Beyoncé is talented and beautiful, and I'm a fan, but she has a song out which is very similar to mine. She uses words that are in the hook of my song, and if she's that talented, she shouldn't have to copy someone else. Her song Baby Boy has the exact word breathe in the hook. She's ripping me off. But there's no animosity because I'm a very positive person. However, I'm a little disappointed because she is established and didn't have to do that. But she won't get away with plagiarizing me because I'm a #1 artist." Blu's anger increased because Beyoncé chose to use Sean Paul in her song, and she reckoned his presence was a direct dig at her because she'd been linked to Beyoncé's beau and sometime collaborator, Jay-Z. She added, "Now she is doing a song with Sean Paul because I'm linked with Sean Paul, so I don't know what her intentions are. I'm not tit for tat like that. I don't waste my time sitting around trying to think about what Beyoncé is thinking." Blu believed that if Beyoncé had issues with her partner, she should address them directly instead of targeting another woman. In any case, a lot of strange things happened in Blu's life after she publicly called out Beyoncé. Behind the scenes, Blu had her own love story. While working with Puff Daddy, she met a producer named Tony Darrow. He appeared as her love interest in Blu's music video for Make Me Wanna Scream. They started dating, and Blu was so in love with him that she hired him as her tour manager. However, in 2004, news broke that Blu had broken up with Tony after their fights turned physical. Tony denied these claims. Blu's career began to stall. She shared in an interview that when L.A. Reid, the head of her label Arista, left, she didn't want to stay with the label anymore. Things became chaotic, and the people in charge of her music forgot to renew her contract. This mistake meant Blu was no longer tied to the label, and she was left without a record deal. Despite this, she didn't stop making music. She toured and worked on her music by herself. In 2007, Blu took part in a stage play called Gossip, Lies, and Secrets, starring alongside Kenya Moore and Lisa Ray. The following year, she appeared on a reality show called Celebrity Circus. Unfortunately, she was eliminated early. Rumors also spread that she was having a relationship with a fellow contestant, Antonio Sabato Jr., but Blu's representative denied this, saying they were just having fun. After that, she seemed to disappear from the public eye. Blu later described herself as a one-hit wonder. No one knows exactly what happened to her, but it seemed like things were getting worse. Looking back at her career, Blu has expressed regret about the decisions she made. She said that when she first joined the music business, she didn't understand how artists often get taken advantage of. She explained that her record label advised her to hire a lawyer, but it turned out that the lawyer worked for the label too. This was a problem because the lawyer didn't have her best interests in mind. She also said that the label took credit for much of her music, leaving her without the money she deserved. Despite all this, she never saw a dime from her time at Arista. It was only then that she realized she hadn't made nearly as much money as she should have during her time at the label. Speaking to I Got Soul about what she would have done differently, she said she wishes she had been more educated on the music business before she signed that Arista contract. "I would have got my lawyer because that lawyer ended up representing them, which was a conflict of interest, so they were all working together to basically take what was mine," she claimed. "Nobody really knows the whole truth but me and them, but I was really taken advantage of." Blu's story is a prime example of how things can go south. Those big promises from record labels? Yeah, they usually come with a catch, and no one warns you until you're already stuck. For fans, it's tough to imagine that the artists they love, pouring their hearts into music, aren't even getting their fair share. Blu's deal wasn't just a bad move, it was a full-on lesson in how the system works against its own talent. One other issue Blu faced was her photo shoot for Teal magazine. She admitted that it hurt her career because people judged her more harshly as a woman in the entertainment industry. Nowadays, with people finally understanding that mental health matters, Blu's journey feels even more important. She went through it at a time when the world wasn't exactly kind about these things. Her story is now part of a bigger conversation about how the industry needs to do better for the people it puts in the spotlight. In March 2020, just before the world went into lockdown, Blu performed in London. Fans were shocked by her appearance since she doesn't update her social media very often. After seeing her on stage, people started to wonder about her mental health. You might also wonder about the story between Blu Cantrell and Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z was allegedly dating two women at the same time. Around the same time he reportedly started seeing Beyoncé, he was also linked to pop singer Blu Cantrell. People close to the situation believe this love triangle may have led to some major drama. One big claim is that Jay-Z and Beyoncé may have even used their power to erase Blu Cantrell's career. According to a woman named Shah, who has been talking about this on social media, she thinks the couple named their daughter Blue Ivy for a very calculated reason. Shah claims it wasn't because Jay-Z was still fond of Blu Cantrell, but because they wanted to push Cantrell's name off the internet. Anytime someone Googles Blu, Jay-Z and Beyoncé's daughter, Blue Ivy, pops up instead of the singer. Shah strongly believes this was all part of a plan to make Blu Cantrell disappear from public memory. Jaguar Wright, a former backup singer for Jay-Z, agrees with this theory. She blames Jay-Z and Beyoncé for Blu Cantrell's downfall. Jaguar says that Cantrell's career started to fall apart after her brief relationship with Jay-Z. She also mentions that in 2004, when Jay-Z became president of Def Jam Records, Blu Cantrell's contract wasn't renewed. Some people think this wasn't a coincidence. Before all the drama, Jay-Z and Blu Cantrell had a fun relationship. They were often seen in public together, going on fancy vacations and enjoying life. However, the relationship didn't last long. Blu later admitted that they broke up because Jay-Z couldn't match her energy. Things got even messier after a 2003 interview Blu did with Wendy Williams. During that interview, Blu openly talked about her crush on Jay-Z and even gossiped about Beyoncé. This interview may have been a turning point for Blu. Some say it upset the Carters so much that it led to her being pushed out of the industry. Wendy even made comments that fueled the rivalry, saying, "Look out, Beyoncé, Blu is in town." Blu Cantrell's connections to other celebrities also raised eyebrows. She once told a reporter that Diddy complimented her after seeing her nude photos. These casual comments and her bold personality may have made her a target in an industry where powerful people can make or break careers. Shah and Jaguar Wright believe this isn't just about Blu Cantrell. They think other talented singers like Aaliyah, Maya, and Monica also faced challenges because of Beyoncé's rise to fame. They suggest that the Carters used their influence to clear the path for Beyoncé by sabotaging others. Jaguar Wright even called out Blu Cantrell directly, saying, "Blu, it's time to talk. Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me." This ongoing conversation about love triangles, power, and sabotage in the music industry has sparked a lot of speculation. While some people think these claims are just rumors, others believe there might be some truth to them. What do you think? Could Blu Cantrell's career have been intentionally sabotaged, or was it just bad timing? Despite all of these struggles, we hope Blu can find peace and release new music for her fans. We're rooting for her and wish her all the best. What do you think about Blu Cantrell's career? Let us know in the comments.